Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with review for Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 3. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with that damn Tiffany running her mouth about Destiny and Destiny's ex-husband with, some other woman. When Destiny had got up, she was just like, I didn't come here, to raise any, to be messy. I just was saying, I didn't expect her to go to the bathroom, but I mean, she can go in there and cry. Now, even though it wasn't really no reason for Destiny to get up. I guess she just needed a moment. At the table, Tiffany is telling the girls how bad she felt, back when it happened. And I was like, you felt so bad that you felt the need to repeat it 3-4 years later, you say, even though Kimmy was like, yeah, that didn't happen. He didn't get that award 3 or 4 years ago. So it was more recent than that. Yeah, Tiffany is just a fucking mess. A lot of people don't like Tiffany. I mean, yes, if we were going to go by first impression, she ain't really did the best. But we'll see how she turns out. But I think that she is definitely there for the mess. I had a side eye for Melody, like I told you guys last week, because I just felt like she knew what was happening. She knew it was about to happen. And that's why she was so tickled about it. But, of course, she's going to play like she didn't know, When Destiny finally does come back, her friend goes to get her. And when she finally does come back, Melody is just like, well, it don't matter if he's not a cheater. Now, do you think that he's a cheater? And I'm thinking to myself, like, Melody, now we know that you didn't have your times with Martell. And granted, there are a lot of men out there who cheat. But not everybody is a cheater. I know that people say that all the time. People may have cheated in the past. Okay, people may cheat in the future. But sometimes people, not always, not every man out there, when there's problems in a marriage, it's not always because somebody cheated. That's just what it is, And I think Melody is so jaded by her experience. I mean, we saw her when she pushed all that on Tasha. The first season when her and Martell was going through, and just made it seem like, oh yeah, she just knew for a fact that Marcel was cheating. It seemed to bring her happiness when she could tell Leticia, like, you don't know for a fact that your man is not, So yeah, she kind of just one of those ones. But anyway, Destiny said no. She didn't know him to be a cheater. But at this point, it doesn't even really matter because everybody is divorced, right? So anyway, Tiffany finally gets up to leave, okay? Her welcome has been worn out. And, Melody was like, do you like Tiffany? You like Tiffany? I knew you would like Tiffany. Don't nobody really like Tiffany. But what's interesting is that Kimmy and Destiny actually like each other because we know they had a rough start. Her being mad about Kimmy saying she didn't know her. She just knew the chicken. But now, I guess after they had gone out to eat, they realized they have more in common than not in common. So Kimmy even explained her as her sister from another mister. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really saying something. So we're going to see if we like Destiny as much as we like Kimmy. But anyway, Kimmy goes home and she's talking to Maurice. She tells him about what happened at the lunch. Tiffany got up there and talked about Monster vaping in the bathroom. Now, did you know about this? Okay, well, first of all, Maurice did know about this, but Maurice is real pissed about the fact that Tiffany would say something about his child. He don't know her. He don't, she don't know his kid like that, and the fact that she's up there speaking on his son and the wrongs that his son might have done. Okay, well then why don't you talk about what wrongs your kids did, since we talking about kids and all. So, Maurice is upset, understandably so. No parent wants to be hearing about another parent talking about their damn kid in a setting like that. It was uncalled for and no need. But he's going on and on about the fact that, she's portraying his son as a deviant, and the fact that he's been vaping and all, now is a stigma. And this is the reason why he wanted to have his son with him, because, he wants to protect him from, people looking at him a certain way, and he, as a black man and this and that and the other, he's going on and on and on. And I was like, let's just talk about the irony of the fact that you're talking about a stigmatization of a black kid and you guys call this boy Monster. Now, it might have been cute when he was 1-2 years old. I mean, even then, that's not really the best nickname, but I mean, I imagine that he must have been like a little monster, a little terror when he was 1-2. But when you're talking about a 13-year-old black boy, and everybody calls him Monster. I don't even know what the boy's name is, okay? But everybody calls him Monster. You immediately in your mind, even if you're not trying to think of the kid that way, you immediately say, well, there's a reason why they call him Monster. So, I mean, I would think that that would be the number one stigmatizing, factor in this. You are calling this boy monster. Stop calling him that. Okay? Vaping come way down the list when you call somebody a damn monster. So, I'm listening to Maurice. But a lot of times Maurice, he means well, but if he would just sit back and listen to himself, sometimes he will realize that maybe he might be his own problem sometimes, So anyway, I just felt that whole conversation was ironic. Now, it was valid, but monster. But anyway, yes, he did know about it. He wanted to keep it between him and Monster. Now, he said that he did tell Kiowa, but he didn't tell Kimmy. And this is the ongoing problem that Kimmy has with Maurice, the fact that now she's the stepmom, she's a proven mother, she has a son that she raised successfully as a single mom, and for whatever reason, Maurice still keeps her at arm's length when it comes to raising Monster. Yeah, she's a stepmom in the house, she loves the kid, he knows that, but when it comes to like really for real raising him and making decisions with him, with Maurice, I'm sure she doesn't expect to make them for Maurice, but can I be in on this considering I'm here, okay? And I have to facilitate a lot of the decisions that him and Kiowa might come up with. So yeah, it only makes sense that she should be in on it, right? So this is one of the many, many conversations that we've heard between Kimmy and Maurice. At first, I kind of thought these conversations were frivolous, but they're starting to come up more and more. I'm not sure if it's because of the show and that they need a storyline, or if this is like something that's really an issue. I believe that it really is an issue. I'm just still trying to figure out if it's as serious an issue as it can be, to the point where it really could start to interrupt their marriage. But this whole work-life balance. Maurice, I don't really know what's happened in his past. I'm sure, we know that his family wasn't raised with money. So he has it in his mind, this whole succeed at any cost. And he's an entrepreneur. He can't listen to anybody else. He's got to run his own business. And that's all fine and good. Okay. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to, have those kind of goals. But for one, everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. Some people are fine with a 9-to-5. Okay. And some people make quite a bit of money with 9-to-5. So it's never, there's always this thought that people who work for somebody else, aren't making a lot of money or aren't really doing what they want to do, or, and that's also not true, So he has it in his mind that everything, he just has to succeed. So he works, and at the cost of his family. Okay. Yes, he wanted his kid, but now that you got him, you ain't spending all this time with him. You still working. Maurice was like, I don't want to work till 3:00 in the morning. But it's always the grind. It's always the fact that he has to do this because he's trying to get them to a different place, in the future. And that's admirable and everything. But at some point you have to figure out the balance, or you're going to lose that which is what is important to you. So listening to them, the conversation, Kimmy is so patient with Maurice. She's so patient. There's so many opportunities to blow up, and I just admire the fact that she never ever does. She's very logical. She talks to him, and Maurice does receive it. Okay, the thing is, Maurice listens, just like he said. She said she'll tell him something, and it's sort of like in one ear and out the other. And he was like, no, I do listen. I do listen to what you're saying. It's just that sometimes I don't want to do it the way that you do it. And that's fine. But more times than not, Kimmy is feeling like she's left on the outside. Okay. So Maurice tells her that they're going to have a meeting with Kiowa and her husband. And, he's going to have Kimmy be there as well so that they can all get on the same page when it comes to Monster. What is the boy's name? Now, later on, we see Kimmy and Jalen. They are about to go into business together. So their new business ventures that they're going to be rehabbing homes, renovating homes, and I'm supposing flipping them, selling them. And they are actually going to the house, the one that they bought, and just going through it and looking at all that what needs to be done in the house. So she's talking about tearing things out and, how it's going to be a whole nother look in there. So, don't even get tied to what's going on in here. It's going to be different eventually. But, they're going to be busy with this. And, you know, anytime that he's not at Black, then he is going to have to be focusing the rest of his time over at this place and making sure that, you know, that gets done, because that's also a priority. So he's going to have to start doing some managing of his life and his time. So anyway, he's talking to her and he's like, I'm always at Black. You know, I'm always at Black. I don't even know how he gonna do this. Damn, Marceau and Leticia done hired this boy, I'm sure at under wage, you know, what they would hire an actual general manager. They done hired him. They put this whole weight of this place on him. They ain't got him no help because obviously they don't want to pay to get the help, you know. I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like I told you guys last week, what sense does it make to hire somebody that's more qualified than him under him, and then they teach him the ropes, and then, you know, it's just like so clear that Marceau and them do not want to pay the money that it would take to actually have a qualified general manager that's in there, and he learned from that person, and eventually, you know, they promote him. So, I mean, that part is so clear to me. But, you know, he's complaining to Kimmy, and he's telling her, like, I've talked to them, you know, and told them that I need the help, and, you know, that they're supposed to get this assistant general manager for me. But, you know, he laughed at the fact that they both had called him. Well, Marceau had told him when they were talking in person, but Leticia had also called him and was like, you know, we gonna be out of town, so you're not gonna be able to reach us. And he was like, what difference does that make? Like, yeah, I ain't never able to reach you guys. I'm always here by myself. You guys are always out of town. If we gonna be talking about somebody that ain't never at their fucking restaurant, at their lounge. So that's no big deal. So, you know, he's complaining to Kimmy, and Kimmy was like, well, it sounds like he's trying to set you up for failure. And I was like, well, I don't know if it's considered failure. I think it's more so he don't want to pay. Okay. And for whatever reason, Marceau is so fucking stubborn. Him and Maurice, they're stubborn, but in different ways. I don't think that Maurice tries to be, you know, I think he just thinks that he's doing the best for himself and his family. Okay. Marceau, to me, I just be feeling like he don't give a fuck. Okay. And this is what it is. And this is Marceau's world, and everybody else got to live in it. And so even though they both have their ways, I still don't feel like Maurice's is, you know, that he means well to me. But we're going to see how that turns out as well, because, you know, as you be on these shows, and I'm sure your popularity grows and all of that, and your ego starts to grow along with it, you know, perfect example, Martell. All right. People can change. So I'm hoping that's not what happened with Maurice and Kimmy, because, you know, we've enjoyed their relationship, and I would like to see it flourish. And, you know, I think that they both love each other. It's just a matter of navigating that relationship. So, you know, she's talking to him about that. They started a conversation about Destiny, and she said that Destiny said that you had a crush on her, and he just was like, Destiny? It's like, isn't it funny how sometimes we could think something just is really what it is, and that it ain't it at all? He was just like, oh, she's a beautiful girl, she's a beautiful woman, but no, I mean, she's not really my type. But you know me, you know, he's the cougar tamer. Like, all the older women like him. And Kimmy was just like, boy, please, whatever. Destiny might be trying to push up on your son, not the other way around. But I love Kimmy and her son's relationship. He's very expressive, just like she is. I don't think there's ever really any confusion on how either of them feel. And that's actually something refreshing to see on a reality show. But anyway, let's get to this meeting that Kimmy and Maurice and Kiowa and her husband are going to have together. So they're meeting at a restaurant, you know, middle of the day. And Maurice and Kimmy are there talking, and you know, we finally everybody is there. We can all get on the same page about Monster. What's the boy's name? Maurice says that his ultimate desire is that everybody can be a family, that we can all work together, you know, for the good of Monster. And Kimmy was like, it can be done. It doesn't have to be, you know, like everybody says. I mean, we see families do it many times, you know, they can get together on the holidays and all of that. It don't be no problem. I don't know if that's what Kimmy and Kaya was about to do, but, you know, they can at least be cordial. And I think that I think that Kiowa can do it. I'm trying to give sis some space to do it. We haven't really seen where her head is at yet this season. So, just trying to let her get there. But anyway, child, I like to die when Maurice said that he has fostered, he tried to foster a good relationship between Kimmy and Kiowa. I was like, Negro, what? Have you been watching the same show that the rest of us did? Now, I'm not going to say that he pit Kimmy and Kiowa against each other, but he definitely was not trying to foster a relationship between the two. I mean, fuck. That damn Kimmy would be sitting right next to him when he's on FaceTime and he wouldn't even put her on the screen. Kyle wouldn't even know that the child was sitting there if if Kimmy didn't reach over like, hey, it's me. I'm here too. So no, you did not foster a relationship. First of all, they still don't have a relationship. I think everybody is trying now, but I don't think that's how, do you guys think that's how Maurice was when that's what he was trying to do? In his mind, and again, that's why I say Maurice, like in his brain, the way he see things and the way everybody else is seeing this is totally different things. Now, we sitting here, we waiting on Kiowa and her husband. They're running late, okay? What is the fucking conversation that Kimmy and Maurice just had? Okay? Couple of days before. The fact that he needs to figure out his work and life balance. Now, granted, Kiowa and her husband are late. They shouldn't be late. People have other things that they have to do, okay? But I would think that this is probably something that is very important. At least it's important to your wife, okay? And I'm assuming it's probably important to Kyle. We don't know why they might be late. It could have been, something could have happened, But the fact that he was just like, oh, I'm going to have to leave if they're not here in like 7 minutes. What? You got to leave? When you was talking about how you want us all to get on the same page and, you trying to foster this good relationship and everything, and you know that your wife still don't really see it for me, your ex-wife don't really see it for me like that, okay? You mean to tell me that you expect me to have this conversation? Listen, Kimmy better than me. Because when he said he was leaving, I'd have been like, well, you know what, chick? Because I'm leaving too. Ain't no way that I'm going to sit there and have this conversation with your semi-hesitant, shady, not really, like it's just clear that your wife we ain't there yet. So for you to leave, ain't no way I would have sat there and had that conversation. I'd have been like, okay, well then we gonna have to reschedule, because if you leaving, I'm not sitting here and talking to this lady. I don't even care about the husband. The husband don't really matter to me. They've made him a non-motherfucking factor all this time. So, but yeah, it's just like, no, you're not leaving and I'm leaving. So he gets up. They don't get there. And he gets up and he leaves. Now, it sort of felt like it was created drama for reality TV. I think we all can kind of, we all can see when they're manipulating us like that, because it was just really too convenient, especially after them having that conversation. But still, we're going to go with the storyline. All right, you're not making yourself look no better by getting up and leaving right when the girl just told you that you need to figure out some work-life balance. So he gets up and he leaves, and Kimmy is there, and she is so upset. So she was upset. Her eyes was even getting a little glistening. So then I was like, oh, maybe this ain't made up, okay? Or maybe something like, I don't know. But finally, Kiowa and her husband come in, and Kimmy is just sitting there by herself. And I was just like, girl, ain't no way that I would let Maurice leave that on me. She told him that she wasn't going to speak for him. But just the fact that you there and he's not, that's the number one problem. So, like I said, Kimmy better than me. And Maurice deserve a damn cuss out on that one. Now, let's jump over to Marceau and Tasha. So, Marceau, he had to take a later flight out the next day, I believe. Tisha's already in Houston for the cigar week, and Maurice had to come later because they was having issues with the chocolate in a bottle, okay? Black, actually, is what it's called. Chocolate in a bottle. That's actually what it says on the label. I saw the picture, and I was just like, can somebody out there please tell me what chocolate champagne tastes like? It sounds very disgusting to me, but I'm assuming that there's probably many champagnes out there that do this very same thing, dessert wines and champagnes and things like that. So I'm assuming maybe there must be a market for it out there. It sounds gross to me. Anybody out there want to send me a bottle? I'm gonna put my P.O. box in the description box, and you guys can, because I'm just like, what? And I know I'm not gonna buy it, but I'm just like, ugh. Anyway, so he gets to the hotel. And when he gets to the hotel, you know, she opens the door and, you know, she's all sexified. You know, she has on a cute little outfit. I mean, she's not in lingerie, obviously. She's on a TV show. She ain't really trying to show herself like that. But, you know, you still get the implications here. She's got on a, you know, silky robe and like some cute little number underneath it looks like it's doing. And she's got her champagne and her hair is all done. And she looked pretty. Side note, who the fuck made up Leticia for that the opening credits? So whoever did it ought to be fucking ashamed of themselves. That, first of all, don't even look like her. It's such a bad, I just was like, everybody else looks really pretty in that opening thing, and they made Leticia, first of all, I don't know what is going on with her makeup. Looks way darker than it's supposed to be, or is it the color of her hair? Oh, I hate it. Every time I see it, I was like, now why they got this beautiful black girl up here looking like this? Anyway, they need to reshoot that shit. You know how it always goes on hiatus. Maybe by the time they come back for the second part, they be done changed her little part, because that ain't the look. But anyway, she looks very pretty when he comes there. You know, she's all, hey, my soul. And he was just like, oh, this is nice. Okay, oh, I didn't expect anything like this. Okay, that's the extent of his interest, though. They sit down, and that damn Marcel get to talking about business and talking about the chocolate in the bottle and, you know, talking about this, that, and the other, and, you know, talking about the lounge and talking about Jalen and I mean everything but the fact that you have a very beautiful woman that's sitting on your lap that's trying to like bring the romance here, you know. Now I know it do take you some time sometimes to get on the same page, you know. Still, like, for him to he just didn't really care. And I was just like, again, like, what is going on with Maurice? I mean, he's never been the most sensual, sexual person to her anyway. He never seems like he's super attracted. He seems like he treats Leticia like she's just a vehicle, like she's had his kids and she can carry on the Scott name. And, you know, I mean, he loves her, but, you know, I think it just seems like he can just, I don't know. It's interesting, the fact that he just ain't got nothing out of that. He's going on, and she was just like, oh my God, you're killing the mood. I said, girl, get up and put some damn sweats on and get warm up in that damn hotel room, because Marceau ain't gonna do it. But anyway, you guys, so later we see them, you know, she says that Cigar Week has been going very well. They've been going out to different events and, you know, just making sure that they're networking and getting to know people. You know, they're thinking about opening a Black out there in Houston, you know, a 2.0. So, you know, extending the business and everything. But there's also some time for them to go to dinner with the family. Okay, Uncle Mike and Aunt, what their names? Aunt Linda. Uncle Mike and Aunt Linda. They're saying how, well, at least Leticia's telling them how they're about to celebrate their 15th wedding anniversary. And, you know, she's excited. She wants to do something for it. And, you know, Maurice is just sort of like, yeah, I mean, we'll do something. I mean, we do something every damn year. We did something the 10th anniversary, 11th, 12th, 13th, you know. It's hard to figure out if Maurice is just joking around or if he's just, you know, being Maurice, you know. I mean, not Maurice, Marceau. Marceau makes a joke out of everything, so you just never even know if the man is serious or not. Okay, talking about he wanted to be more of a year of reflection. Okay, reflection of their years together. And she was just like, yeah, you know, we can reflect on, you know, maybe if we get to 20 years, you know, we'll be living in our new home. All right, that was a dig at the fact that this project is still not done, and I guess not even really on the way. The problem is that Scott Manor, you know, the land that they bought, and all of the Scott are supposed to be living there, building their homes there. I guess it's been on hold because, you know, I just know that builders were having a hard time building. COVID, it was a lot of, you know, the materials were hard to get. People didn't have money, you know, things kind of halted. But now that things are picking back up, it's still on hold because, well, let Marceau say it, you know, that's a problem that the uncle has. Now, evidently, Uncle Mike is the builder or the engineer, not the engineer, but the architect because I guess he's the one that drew the plans of what they were going to do in the home or something like that. I wasn't quite sure what his role is, but he's instrumental in getting this shit off the ground, right? So Marceau kind of was talking about it like, this is your fault, you know, like we done gave you the job to do and you have dropped the ball. And that uncle was looking at him like, hold on now, I know we on a TV show. Do you want me to get like the real for the reality, or should I keep this shit cute for the show? Okay, because that uncle was just like, okay, so you want to go there. I was like, Uncle Mike, don't cuss this nigga out on this damn TV show. So, you know, the uncle was just like, well, basically, we would be further along in this if you guys would, you know, stop making these changes. And so I guess Marceau had made a change to like the structure, which was the outside, which I guess had something to do with a garage. Leticia also had made changes because she wanted an upstairs and downstairs closet. Now listen, I know that it's very important for us to give off the impression that we made it and we have this money and we have, but Leticia strikes me as the type that does so much because she wants other people to look at her a certain way and to think that she's a certain way instead of just being her authentic self. Like every time I see Leticia, I try to figure out who the real Leticia is. You know, I feel like she has cloned, like modeled herself to want to be like Melody, but she also kind of wants to be like like she wants people to look at her like people have looked at Melody. Like, okay, Melody was the brains of the whole Holt and Holt, right? And she's been successful and she's done all this. And so I feel like Leticia, it's fine. You can look up to people. You can want to be like somebody else. Like, we feel like we don't have to, we feel like we shouldn't admit when people have inspired us to be away. Okay, you surround yourself around successful people and that shit should rub off on you too. That's the whole fact, that's the whole reason why you need to be around people that's doing something too. So I'm not mad at Leticia for saying she wants to be looked at a certain way, but it's just like the things that she does, it's just like, girl, people gonna love you for you first. And then, when you really are your authentic self, then it'll all come through. But, it's just like the upstairs and downstairs closet seems like too much, and just, she's just something else, you guys. And so anyway, she was like, is it my plans that are changing things, or is it Marceau? I mean, yeah, is it Marceau's? And he was like, no, it's more so Marceau. So she was just like, okay, thank you. All right, because we can change up some walls up in the inside, but you changing up shit all over on the outside, and that's what's holding everything up. We get through that conversation, okay? We done figured out that it's really Marceau and not the uncle. Now, the aunt says, well, what's going on with Maurice and Kimmy? Are they also going to be building on the land? And Leticia was like, well, Kimmy and Maurice are going to be building, but, I can't say that it's going to be on the land. I don't think they want to live on the land. Okay. And then she was like, and you guys need to make sure that you don't show them our plans because, we ain't going to be showing them our plans so that they can try to outdo us. And see, that's the other thing. You so fucking worried about Kimmy and Maurice and they don't give a damn. I mean, I know for a fact Kimmy don't care what Maurice and, Marceau and Leticia put up over there. Okay. We ain't nobody trying to spy at your damn plan so that we can do better. But see, that's the whole thing is what I'm saying. She's childish, first of all. Secondly, she's just so worried that anybody is going to outdo her. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she is just so tiresome. So tiresome. I'm going to be so happy when I can just finally see the real, true Leticia. I think we got a sliver of it at the beginning of the first season, and we ain't seen her since. But whatever. Time to have a nice party to promote Black Presents Chocolate in a Bottle. Chocolate in a bottle. So they're going to have a party. And it's going to be a party of all parties. The who's are there, When Leticia said, it's celebrities here and all that. And I was like, celebrities where? Okay, Ashley asked that on Twitter. I said, girl, Uncle Tommy was there. That's one celebrity, and we gonna use that term real loosely. Shit. But anyway, Tommy is there with his wife. And I really think that that was it for the celebrities. But whatever, you know, people are hobnobbing. It looked like it was a true event, and it looked like it was a successful event. So I'm not trying to downplay what they doing, but you know, it's just like, anyway, child. So they all there. Marceau was saying how it feels good. You know, it feels like this is a good direction for the business, you know, and he's in his element and he working the room and all that. Now, there's one particular girl in a red dress. And you guys tell me that she's from, not Put a Ring on It, but what's the other show? Love of the Life. One of them other damn dating reality shows on OWN. She is there. I guess that's her in the red dress. I don't know who she is, but I saw some people saying that that was her. Anyway, supposedly old girl was giving Marceau the googly eye. All right. And Leticia didn't like it. So she had been noticing that, you know, I guess while he was hobnobbing, he was knobbing a little too hard on the hob with old girl in the red dress a little too long. And Leticia didn't like that. So she goes up to him and she says, yeah, I saw that, you know, the girl in the red dress, you know, she was trying to catch your eye. You know, she was with you too long and I didn't like that. And he was just like, who? Now, that's the first problem. Nigga, she the only one in here with this long-ass red dress, and you gonna say who? Don't play me like that. You know who the fuck I'm talking about, okay? He was just like, I'm trying to just talk to everybody, which I think that's really what Marceau was doing. I don't know if Leticia just trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, or if she really is truly insecure like that. It's just like, Leticia, it's going to be beautiful women around your husband. You guys are getting into the lounge game. You know, women, single women, all go out and they like to go to lounges. They like to go to places where they think men are going to be. And you're going to have to get used to the fact that your man is going to be around single, you know, beautiful women. And so, and we didn't never see the girl say nothing to do nothing to Marceau. She goes out on the damn balcony, and I was like, I know this girl ain't crying. I couldn't really tell because it is hot, you know. So I couldn't tell if she was wiping the sweat off of her face or she was actually crying. But he goes out there and he was just like, you know, you're just the most beautiful person to me. You know, he got to go and reassure her. And I was just like, girl, you can't be this damn insecure. You on this damn show, you got this man, people are looking at you, you know, it's gonna come with the territory. You can't be feeling like every woman that's around Marceau that he gonna be talking to him. I was like, so what is all this? Are we gonna finally figure out or find out that Marceau has been cheating? I didn't think that he was, but I mean, the way she acting is just like, well, what the fuck is making you go through all this? But y'all, anyway. All right, you guys, that is it. Didn't get no Melody and Martell this week. I was just like, I told you guys that they're going to be kind of phasing them. You know, their relationship won't be at the forefront anymore. It's time to move on to bigger and better things. I'm going to miss old Melody and Martell's drama. I mean, I'm sure it's still there, but not like before. Anyway, you guys, let me get on. I got to do power. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do would be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.